Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Nurse Ify. Thank you for those who have subscribed. I am very grateful. I have got to 45 in 2 months. And those that have not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the red subscribe button so when I upload, you can get my video and get the notification. So today, like you see down in the topic, I am going to be discussing insomnia. Insomnia is difficulty sleeping. Some people have difficulty falling asleep and even staying asleep. And most of our patients we have difficulty sleeping. So, there are so many things that can cause it. It could be they have so many thoughts in their mind. It could be there are so many other problems that are going through their mind. But today we are going to be concentrating on the medications that can cause insomnia. So we are going to be talking about medication, concentrating on the patient teaching. The medication that's going to cause it, we are going to concentrate as a nurse. I know there are so many things out there that can cause people to sleep, like worries, bed not being comfortable, and being in a new environment. Such things can cause a lot of people not to be able to fall asleep. But today, my main aim is to show you some of the medications that can cause insomnia. And I have flashcards from pharmacological flashcards that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you these medications one at a time. This is one of the medications that can cause insomnia. If it sounds familiar to you, if this is the medication that your patient or family member is taking and is complaining about falling asleep, then this medication, then that means you may have to have a discussion with your doctor. So either for them to reduce the dose or change the time that you take it. So this medication is one of the medications that can cause insomnia. There are so many of them, but I just brought out some few to show you guys today. This is another medication that can cause insomnia. Insomnia, which is difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep. So this is one of the medication, and like I said earlier, if somebody is taking these medications they have difficulty falling asleep, then you might have to have a conversation with your doctor. You might advise the patient to have a conversation with their doctor if you are a nurse taking care of this patient and is complaining about falling asleep or staying asleep. You might advise them to have a conversation with their doctor. In that way, what they do is that they either move this medication for them to take it in the morning, or they might take it in the early hours of the morning. So that way, it will be out of the patient's system before bedtime. So these are the medication. I'm bringing it one. It's a lot of it, but I'm just gonna go through with one at a time. So these medications, they have an adverse effect, even though they do what we want them to do, but they have a side effect of making the patient not to sleep like they want to sleep. So before going to over-the-counter medication or taking another medication that will help you fall asleep, medications like melatonin, I think it will be important to have a talk with your doctor or your healthcare provider to see if these medications can be adjusted, because what happens is that some of these our geriatric patients, they take most of these medications and it's making them not to fall asleep, and at the same time what they do is that they want the doctor to prescribe something for them that will make them fall asleep. And like I always say in my video or to my students, all these medications, every medication we take has a side effect. Every medication has a side effect. So it will be better that these medications are, they try first to see if these medications can be adjusted. If the medication, try some other natural means to fall asleep, either take a walk in the evening, come back, take a warm hot shower before bedtime, take a glass of warm milk, and make sure that the room is cold and quiet. These are some of the remedies that can help one to fall asleep. But when all these remedies cannot work, you might have to look at the medication and see if your medication has a side effect that can cause you insomnia. Insomnia is a very a very general and a difficult thing for people who don't fall asleep. For you to stay awake all night when everybody is sleeping, it's kind of something that nobody likes to do that. So this is another one that can also cause insomnia on the patient that is taking this medication. So if your patient is in any of this medication and they are complaining that they cannot sleep, so the first and foremost thing to do is not to order a sleeping pill or sleep aid. I think the first thing is that we can adjust these medications and see if that will help before either taking these medications in the morning. So by the time it's time for bedtime, this medication will be out of the system. Like Synthroid. Synthroid is another medication that causes people have difficulty sleeping. So usually, these medications are usually given in the morning hours. Like people who work night shift, when I used to work night shift, we give Synthroid in the night, in the morning, like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, before the day shift even come in. So in so doing, the medication will do its function, and at the same time, by the time it gets to the night hour of the day, the medication will start coming out of their system. So that is another reason why Synthroid is usually given in the morning, early morning hour to patient to help them sleep in the night. So it's a whole lot of medications that I found out that can cause insomnia, and many people are taking 4 or 5 of these pills. 4 or 5 of these pills. So that's why I wanted to, bring it out. If you're taking some of these medications, you may be doing all the things it's supposed to do, but it also is at the same time causing insomnia in people, making it difficult for the person or the patient to fall asleep and to stay asleep. So this is so if you are taking any of this medication and then you feel that you are not falling asleep, please see your healthcare provider or as a nurse, you are taking care of patient who is in this taking any of this medication and they are complaining about difficulty falling asleep, you should educate them about seeing their healthcare provider or talk to the doctor about the problem that this patient have. So that way, they will not go home and come back in a few days or not being able to get a sleep, because we also need sleep. We need sleep in our lives. We need sleep to be able to function better the next day, or to be able to rejuvenate. I know it kind of gives me the energy. So when I sleep and wake up, no matter how tired I am, I come back strong and ready to take the day. So I think it's a very important thing for us to do for our patients, to make sure that they get sleep. When they complain about sleep, let's not just take it for granted, like, why can't you get sleep, or being judgmental, but we should look at the medications that can cause this patient or can make this person not to sleep, and see if there is something we can do to help. Because if this medication is brought to the attention of the doctor or their healthcare provider, he could be able to rearrange the medication in such a way that the patient could be able to sleep. And let's not, there are some of these medications that you don't have to, go to the doctor, to the take with over the counter medication. So let's not be quick to rush to the healthcare over the counter medication when we are taking some of this prescribed medication. Let's make sure that we speak to the doctor. Okay, so it's not a good thing to tell your patient, okay, if you're not sleeping, go to the Walmart or to the Walgreens or CVS and get melatonin, or get some over-the-counter Benadryl or something that can help you sleep. So, because some of this medication can interact with each other, or take some herbs or something that can help you sleep, these medications can also interact with each other, and who knows what the interaction could be. Maybe something very harmful and something very dangerous. So it is very advisable that the person speak to their healthcare provider. They have their history, they have their lab, they have everything about them. So it will be able to give a better or educated suggestion, or whatever, just something, give a better advice. Okay, so let's stay in our scope of practice as nurses. We don't prescribe. We can only educate and take orders from the doctors. Thank you, and I hope this video help you, or whoever that come across this video. Let me know if it's helpful. And thanks. Bye.